While much of our gaming attention is focused on behemoths like Starfield, Final Fantasy XVI, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, the indie scene is brimming with promising titles. While 2022 delivered Game of the Year, caliber titles like Neon White, Immortality, Vampire Survivors, Tunic, and Stray, this year has the potential to be even bigger. Here are the 20 biggest indie games we're looking forward to in 2023 for PC and consoles. Mandragora. Mandragora appears to be unlike any other video game. The background is a distinct 2.5D dark fantasy world filled with both repulsive and amazing enemies, and it moves like a freshly painted work of art. Furthermore, beneath its stunning surface lies a Metroidvania with Dark Souls-inspired combat and an emotional story. We spoke with Primal Game Studio after they had a successful Kickstarter campaign the year before. Finally, we discovered that Mandragora will be a lengthy adventure that is well worth the effort for anyone looking for a challenging experience. Manor Lords.
In this video, I'd like to introduce you to some of the core...
Manor Lords is a medieval strategy game with city-building mechanics and huge, tactical battles.
This means that
it's polished, with seasons and weather that come and go as players assemble their ideal city in a lush depiction of 14th-century Franconia. Manor Lords is impressive, especially considering it's being made by solo developer Slavic Magic. With a well of mechanics to dive into, calling the project a strategy gamer's dream might just be an understatement.
Depending on the optimization of your...
Mask of the Rose. Fail Better Games is returning to the Fallen London universe, this time with Mask of the Rose, a dating simulator with a twist rather than the RPG stylings of Sunless Skies. For one thing, there's no compulsion to seduce any of the characters. Every relationship can be purely platonic, or you can play matchmaker. Aside from that, you'll be tasked with solving a murder, and because this is Fallen London, the victim will assist you in your quest for justice. Mask of the Rose is likely to be one of the strangest and most surprisingly wholesome games of 2023, in addition to being utterly beautiful. 9 Souls. 9 Souls is a lore-rich, hand-drawn 2D action platformer with deflection-focused combat inspired by Sekiro. Who would have guessed that the creator of Devotion, an atmospheric horror game, would go on to create the 2D action platformer? Players take on the role of Yi as they glide through the land of New Kunlun, slicing through waves of animated enemies. It's part cyberpunk, part Far Eastern mythology, part Hollow Knight, part manga, and a complete visual dream. Head to Steam and play the 9 Souls demo to find out exactly why this lore-filled action game should be on your radar.
My name is Tess Divine.
Open Road.
That's how it was with my grandma.
Open Roads is an upcoming mystery thriller video game developed by Fulbright and published by Annapurna Interactive.
Old things, we found hints of something she never told
After
us
helping to pioneer the walking simulator genre with Gone Home, Fulbright is taking a step back with Open Roads. You'll be unearthing family secrets in intimate settings once more, but this time it'll be framed by a road trip mystery. Players follow Tess and Opal Divine, a mother and daughter who discover a collection of old documents in their attic. They point to a long-buried mystery, and the couple embarks on a journey through their family's history to discover what it all means. We've been waiting for it since the end of 2020, and we're hoping to join them in 2023.
My mom and I are out on the road, searching.
The Outlast Trials. The Outlast Trials is a survival horror game played from a first-person perspective.
To create constant
While the game supports 4-player cooperative multiplayer, players can complete the game solo. Set in the era of the Cold War, human guinea pigs are involuntarily recruited by the good folks at the Murkoff Corporation to test advanced methods of brainwashing and mind control. In a world of distrust, fear, and violence, your morals will be challenged, your endurance tested, and your sanity crushed. All in the name of progress, science, and profit. Witchbrook. Witchbrook is a mixture of magic and simulation games from the lovely folks at Chucklefish. Embark on a magical coming-of-age adventure when you enroll as a witch in training at Witchbrook College. Journey from the familiar to the fantastical as you learn to harness the magic around you in this detailed life simulation and social RPG. Make friends, find love, and help others to live their dreams as you travel together on the road to graduation and beyond. The Outlast Trials. The Outlast Trials is a survival horror game played from a first-person perspective. While the game supports 4-player cooperative multiplayer, players can complete the game solo. Set in the era of the Cold War, human guinea pigs are involuntarily recruited by the good folks at the Murkoff Corporation to test advanced methods of brainwashing and mind control. In a world of distrust, fear, and violence, your morals will be challenged, your endurance tested, and your sanity crushed. All in the name of progress, science, and profit. Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals.
Riley, come in, Riley.
Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals is the mind-bending follow-up to the critically acclaimed narrative adventure game Oxenfree from Night School Studio.
I wonder if this...
Hey, it worked!
Play it as a standalone story or dive deeper by playing the original. It's up to you. As you play, you'll shape every step of the story through your choices. How you choose to deal with the supernatural events at hand will forever alter the future. Inspired by 1980s horror movies and coming-of-age films, Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals takes an unconventional approach to the adventure genre, giving players a unique gaming experience they won't soon forget.
Alright, just jump to me now. You're so close.
Ima.
Planet of Lana. Planet of Lana is a side-scrolling platformer puzzle adventure game framed by an epic sci-fi saga that stretches across centuries and galaxies. A young girl and her loyal friend embark on a rescue mission through a colorful world full of cold machines and unfamiliar creatures. What's emerged is a smooth, intuitive narrative platformer, which will feel familiar to those who've tried Playdead's Limbo and Inside, but it swaps the morbid, overtly hostile atmosphere of those games for a gorgeous, naturalistic, and crucially hopeful viewpoint. The Plucky Squire. Last June 9, 2022, Summer Game FEs started and presented many announcements and presentations from various developers and publishers. Out of the many presentations that have appeared so far, indie publisher Devolver Digital is once again making a presentation that includes a narrative full of satire. But besides that, they also announced a lot of interesting games. Of the many games they have announced, one that caught our attention the most, namely The Plucky Squire. At first glance at the trailer, The Plucky Squire looks like a two-dimensional top-down adventure game similar to The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. The difference is here, The premise is that you play a character in a fairy tale book. But then the gameplay turns into a two-dimensional action platformer with fairly acrobatic combat. Then there are sentence syntax-based puzzles like Baba Is You. Then you have fistfights with monsters a la Punch-Out! The Plucky Squire didn't announce a definite release date in its trailer. If you look at the Steam page, this game is said to be released in 2023. Replaced. Replaced is a 2.5D sci-fi retro-futuristic action platformer where you play as Reach, an artificial intelligence trapped in a human body against its own will. Replaced combines cinematic platforming, pixel art and free-flow action combat set in an alternative 1980s. Outlaws are rife in a society that has sustained lasting damage and taken a turn for the worse, following a catastrophic nuclear event. Everything is ruled by corruption and greed, and the ones in power see humans and their organs as nothing more than currency. Replaced focuses on a single-player experience, with a mix of cinematic platforming, pixel art and free-flow action combat. Routine. Routine is a first-person sci-fi horror set on an abandoned lunar base designed around an 80s vision of the future. Routine was first revealed a decade ago by small UK-based indie team Lunar Software, and over the years there were updates and trailers, along with several release dates, but the game never seemed to come before slowly fading from public view as the devs went silent. At Summer Game Fest 2022, we finally got a re-reveal trailer for the title, where it was confirmed that the game wasn't dead. It would be scored by Mick Gordon of Doom 2016 fame, and the devs teamed with Raw Fury to bring it back to life. Currently, the game has no release date or release window, but considering it's finally been re-revealed after all these years, and we can confirm it's still in development, it's likely to come sooner than later. We would expect a 2023 release date at the very least. Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars is a turn-based RPG inspired by the classics. It tells the story of two children of the solstice who will combine the powers of the sun and moon to perform eclipse magic, the only force capable of fending off the monstrous creations of the evil alchemist known as the Fleshmancer. There are many ways to hang out in the world of Sea of Stars if you feel the need for a change of pace in your adventures: sailing, cooking, fishing, stopping by a tavern to listen to a song, or play the infamous tabletop game known as Wheels. Every system has been designed to deliver an experience that pays respect to retro classics, while rethinking in some areas to offer a smooth and modernized experience. Selaco. Selaco is a brand new original shooter running on GZ Doom, featuring thrilling action set pieces, destructibility, smart AI and a fleshed-out story taking place within an immersive game world. It draws inspiration heavily from Fear. In terms of action set pieces, while mixing traditional retro FPS elements from Quake and Doom, along with some more modern features. Together with professional artists who work in the industry, several having worked on successful throwback FPS games in the past, Selaco is a fully fleshed-out world full of character, action, and mystery. Selfloss. Selfloss is a story-driven adventure game about a kind old man, set in a fantasy world based on Slavic and Icelandic myths. Use the light of your staff to defeat mythical creatures and help those in need. Perform a ceremony called Selfloss to heal your own wounded soul. The graphics look really nice and I like the atmosphere. The music is nice too, but I like it somehow more when the music is off and you just hear the sounds of the world. Songs of Glimmerwick. Songs of Glimmerwick is a story-driven RPG where magic is cast through music.
I've just finished your flute, carved of ancient oak.
Land of Glimmerwick is well known for its University of Magic. In this woodland fantasy world, playing music is the secret to casting spells.
Well, and I won't lie, it needs a lot of work, but I know.
Ancient songs make garden work a breeze, and they're also key to exploring every corner of the island. With your trusty flute and songbook at your side, you'll attend classes and join after-school clubs, make friends with classmates and townsfolk, and uncover Glimmerwick's many oddities and mysteries, all while enjoying a year of seasons, festivals, curses, and witchy hijinks in this peaceful, story-driven RPG.
The island's had its share of troubles in the past, but I've traveled the archipelago north.
Sons of the Forest. Sons of the Forest is an upcoming survival video game developed by End Night Games and published by New Night. Similarly to The Forest, Sons of the Forest puts players in control of a protagonist stranded on an island inhabited by cannibals. Players can build weapons and buildings to aid in their survival. New to the game are friendly NPCs. One is a companion named Kelvin, who is deaf and unable to speak. Players can give Kelvin written commands on a piece of paper to help with simple tasks such as collecting crafting resources or setting up fires. Players will also encounter Virginia, a three-legged, three-armed woman who can be equipped with weapons to aid in combat situations. The map in this game is 4 times bigger than that of its predecessor. The game supports up to 8-player cooperative multiplayer, though players can also opt to play the game solo. Depending on their actions, players can receive different endings.
Nothing on the AIS.
Stasis Bone Totem. Stasis Bone Totem is a point-and-click adventure developed by the Brotherhood and another entry in its sci-fi horror canon, like Kane.
Oh, rope's tight.
Think Disco Elysium, but with less marks and more Lovecraft. In the Steam Next Fest demo, you switch between 3 characters to explore the derelict rig and try to find out what happened to the crew after they discovered something horrific in the depths. This is no place for the faint of heart. Horrors and challenges are waiting to be unraveled. But the question is, do you want to go further and uncover all these secrets, or are you more focused on protecting your life and your family?
Let's see. Radio check, video check, vitals check.
Blue sky systems, no Suitors.
Morning, Ma.
Thirsty Suitors.
Wow, Jala.
Hi, Auntie.
You pissed off your exes so much, they organized...
Thirsty Suitors is an adventure video game developed by Outer Loop Games and published by Annapurna Interactive. The studio began their development process by selecting 3 ideas for games to present to others in the video games industry in a pitch deck. The idea, which later became Thirsty Suitors, received the most positive attention. From Outer Loop Games comes Thirsty Suitors, a game about culture, relationships, family pressures, and expressing oneself. Turn-based, over-the-top combat with upgrades, special abilities, and a unique mood system that lets you take advantage of vulnerabilities. Take the fight to skate punks, random suitors, and ultimately, your exes. We Stay Behind. We Stay Behind is a single-player third-person mystery between dreams and reality. We Stay Behind is an interactive mystery short story about repressed trauma and buried secrets. As you guide the protagonist through an intriguing tale of personal discovery, your choices will literally transform Laura's world. There's something about We Stay Behind which is intriguing, and it makes me want to uncover the dark secrets that are clearly hiding beneath its surface. I'm excited to see where this game goes on full release. The narrative looked like it would pull you into the world with the characters and the location. While we didn't get to meet too many characters, The art, narrative, and soundtrack we experienced in the demo were a small taste of what I feel will be a fantastic game. WrestleQuest. A turn-based wrestling game called WrestleQuest is on its way from Skybound Games, and new video shows off cage match gameplay that will make appearances along the hero's journey. No wrestling legacy could ever truly be complete without the occasional cage match, after all, and WrestleQuest looks like it could have such content in spades. Developed by Mega Cat Studios, the team behind recent indie game hits with a retro touch such as Coffee Crisis and Little Medusa, WrestleQuest takes a turn-based approach to the wrestling industry and pays homage to more than 30 icons throughout its history, including longtime favorites like Randy, Macho Man, Savage, and Andre the Giant. Take a hero's journey, in tights. Upgrade from aspiring rookie to world champ by training, learning, glamming, and slamming to the top of the pro wrestling food chain. Every year, there are numerous indie gems released, but these are the top indie video games for 2023. Please leave your suggestions in the comments section if we missed any exciting titles. But actually, I am going to make the part 2 of biggest indie games coming in 2023, so stay tuned.
Legend of